Hi, I'm glad you could join me tonight. I'm going to introduce something new that I've just come up with called Zero Wing Theater. For those who don't play video games or are not deep in the video game world as I am, Zero Wing was a video game that created quite a stir back in the 1990s. It was a Japanese game that was ported over to the Sega console to be played in America. That was so badly translated, it has gone down in video game history as just one of those cult classics because of how badly the translation was done and where we got the great saying, "All your base are belong to us." And the reason I bring this up is because I just got some new parts in for the GTO and I got instructions for them. I got some parts from Australia, which came with instructions, and then some parts from Taiwan, which came with some translated instructions. And I wanted just to compare and contrast the differences in the two languages. Now, Australian, to be honest, is English, but there are differences between the languages. See if you can follow along with what these Australian instructions say. Now, first off, they're not installation instructions, they're fitting instructions. Raise the vehicle and place on chassis stands, what we would call jack stands. Remove the sway bar link, brake, and any sensor wire mounts. Remove the strut assembly as a unit. Note, we recommend that a qualified tradesperson perform the disassembly and reassembly of the strut unit with a trade-recognized coil spring compression tool. With suitable spring compression tool fitted, disassemble and remove the old strut top bush and lower cup washer and discard. Note, do not discard the original upper cup washers as they will need to be reused in the same position when reassembling, and if bump stop is not refitted and in good condition, the warranty may be voided. The strut leg to steering knuckle bolts must be renewed as they are one-use only stretch bolts. Those bolts need to be replaced because they're torque to yield stretch bolts instead of one-use only. But you can kind of understand what they're saying just by reading it and figuring it out. However, these, on the other hand, good luck. Let me just start off with the first section called Products Instruction. BC's shock absorbers are designed and produced according to the dimensions of initial factory. Okay, so they're talking about factory specs. The damping and spring rate of this product is different suspension series from the initial factory standard. Okay, so it's a different suspension and spring rate than factory. It is not legal absolutely to drive on the general road with the shock absorbers installed. Please use the shock absorbers in accord with the law in your country. BC doesn't have responsible for any indirect damage, incident, danger, and death, not death, death, by which our company produce. Good to know. This product has highly compressed nitrogen. Don't approach the fire or expose it to the fire. If not, the product will happen to break down or explode. In any situation, please don't decompose cylinder by yourself without our agreement. We don't have responsible for the danger and the breakdown of the product caused by your self-decomposition. This product must carry on the installment work by the professional personnel quote-unquote professional license. To disassemble brake system must be careful specially and need to have the professional knowledge and technology. Before installment, please inspect the components whether it is complete. What? Whether what's complete? I haven't done anything yet. If has the damage or lacks the components, please contact with the sales clerk. Do not install the non-model product of this car on the vehicle. If you do that, that will possibly damage the product and the vehicle components. BC does not have responsible for any accident, injury, or death. Wow, okay, so now at least now it's death instead of death, caused by incorrect installment, assembly, and revision the product. BC will not be responsible if the problems result from the negligent installment instruction. So if you follow the instructions, you are therefore doing it negligently. This product needs to be installed by the professional technical personnel. The installers need to read this instruction at length before installing. Why? Because then they won't know how to do it. It possibly is not fit to use upper mount of other manufacturers. If someone uses other companies' fitting to collocate with our shock absorbers and results in any event, BC will not be any responsibilities at all I mean, you have a lot of responsibilities to choose from there. They're not going to have any of them. When disassembling or installing upper mount, you cannot use an air impact wrench because torsion is over. God, I was just getting used to torsion too. To tighten all of lock ring. If you tighten, so what? If you tighten part of the lock ring? If you don't do that, that will result in noise or damaged vehicles. What are damaged vehicles? BC coilovers are sold in America. I talked to an American person when I bought them. They're made in an American company. The website is American. Why can't the instructions be in American? This is not American. This is some convoluted half-assed translation, probably done with Google or some computer as opposed to a human sitting down and translating it in real life. Damping can't be adjusted. Answer: when you adjust damping, the knob pivot don't stop. Hexagon rod of adjusting knob becomes circle. That's magical. The fixed mount of adjusting knob doesn't certainly lock piston rod. Hexagonal mount of piston rod becomes deformed. This is like fortune telling. Hexagon rod of adjusting knob has plugs. When you adjust damping, the knob is unable to be turned. When you adjust to hardest or softest, continuing use more power to turn the same direction, that will cause internal parts which become tightened. At this time, you need to use adjuster of easier use power. That will be fine. That's the only part of this that makes sense. That will be fine. When shock absorber has noise, it is usually breakdown with cylinder leaking oil, is unable to work normally, upper mount or tilt rod. Whew. Well, that's a relief. Undercarriage noises have a lot of conditions. Shock absorber is one of all conditions. So the shock absorber is responsible for any and all noises. When tightening and making adjustments on A-arm, please don't use pallet F to tighten the spring to change car height and increase hardness. If do that, that will cause extreme uncomfortable in drive feeling. Oh, please don't loosen the pallet to make spring looseness to lower car body. If do this, that can shorten shock cylinder life and cause danger. Ooh. So there you go. Just some of the trials I'm going to have to deal with to put these new coilovers together. Not only do I have to put them together, I have to translate bad English to good English. So, wish me luck. See you later.